So today I want to talk about toughness and when I think it's a healthy version of it and when not. So I have always been a lover of tough love, but not receiving it just from anyone, and certainly not whenever they feel like it or in any given moment, right? That they feel I need to be receptive, I need to be open to it and ready to hear it, and I'm asking for it basically, literally, not one of those metaphorical you're asking for it, but literally I'm asking, can you give me some tough love? And to come from someone, ideally a stranger, a therapist, who has no agenda with me and is just observing something, and I need to hear the hard truth, a truth, right? So that is fantastic. I recommend it highly that you practice that with someone who you trust. You need to trust them, so you know where they're coming from is not, they're not enjoying, telling you all the things that they just, can't wait to tell you all the, hard stuff that they consider hard. It has to be from someone you trust their intention and that they actually mean well and they have the kindest and loving intentions towards you. So in that sense, tough love toughens you in a good way, that you receive unfavorable feedback, and you face it and you kind of process it, and all that work on the back of that feedback is what basically strengthens you. So in that sense, toughening up is strengthening. It's like strengthening your core, and it's strengthening your backbone. But even then, you're not necessarily you don't need to engage. You can just receive it, and that's it. You go away with it and do what you need to do with it. Or you can engage with it, maybe just to clarify some stuff, but the point is not to engage with I don't agree, I think. No, you just receive it, be grateful for it, and then process it on your own. But like I say, only if you have some, you might have some questions to clarify for yourself, that you got all you need from it, that you got everything basically there was to be given in that tough love expression or feedback. So that's a great way of strengthening yourself and toughening yourself. And the other, though, isn't. And it's not exactly like an opposite situation, or maybe sort of it is. And that one is when we continue to have communications and conversations with, stay in relationships. This is any relationship really, including family. If you're 18 plus and making your own living, you have no excuse to stay with your parents if they are the cause of many of your problems, or those kind of aggravated exchanges and the rest. So if you choose to stay in those relationships that are continually providing you with that tough love feedback, plus the key element there being present, that they actually are not necessarily well-meaning, at least not in the sense that they're therapists, or they're invested, they want something from you. Therapist wants money, that's all therapist wants. And then therapist genuinely wants to help you because it helps them, their business, you'll come back to them. So the motives are clean and clear, where anyone else other than your therapist hasn't got clear motives and clean motives. And there's nothing wrong with that, but meaning, they want you in their life one way or another. And so by staying in there, you might think you're being strong and you're being tough and you're being, because you allow those exchanges to happen, and they can be quite nasty at times, and they can be quite hard and difficult, and I'm sure you can imagine. But really what you're doing, you're hardening yourself. So this is a key difference. Toughness is when it's strength, but keeps you supple because you just are supple by nature, is fantastic, and it's such a blessing and such medicine. But toughness that actually hardens you, or in other words, it actually is another word for hardening, and it's meant in that way and it's used in that way, but then hardening is used as like an accomplishment. Oh, I'm now, I have a hard skin now, I developed hard skin. That metaphor is just poor, in the sense that it's not, it shouldn't be in sort of self-help books, if you ask me, because you don't want to be hard. You just want to be tough and strong, rather strong, instead of using tough word. A word tough, I mean. So you want to be strong, but you don't want to be hard. And the way to then practice this strength without hardening, you need to remove yourself from those relationships in one way or another, or not engage in those, or create them, or sort of orchestrate them in a way that they will avoid those minefields of conversations, if you really want to be in that relationship, or you have to for whatever reason. So you reduce to a minimum, bare minimum, or eliminate even if you can, those tough conversations or those difficult, exchanges that often are just like, nasty banter. So, because that will harden you. You want to develop strength, no hardness, is ultimately the message of this video. And just, it's quite grown, so there's quite a nice view over there, but it's too early in the morning to see. Okay.